Hi everyone, and welcome back to Disney's Star Wars continuity.
Don't just stand there and try and brace it with something!
Episode 6, Psycho Ben. Once again, we start with The Force Awakens. Psycho Ben is introduced as, he's introduced as like a Vader type. At least that's what they were going for. He seems intimidating, wise, powerful in the Force, and all he wants to do is find and destroy Luke Skywalker. He has a master that he respects, but he's not a Sith. He worships Vader and can apparently communicate with him, saying things like,
"Show me, grandfather, and I will finish what you started."
My question is, what did Vader start for him to finish? At the end of Return of the Jedi, Anakin had essentially destroyed Vader.
From a certain point of view.
And if I may just jump forward a second, if it was Palpatine who was in his head as Vader, why didn't Anakin just show up and say, "That's not me, kid"? Anyway, he also says,
I feel it again. The pull to the light.
trying to set up some internal conflict, like Vader. The difference is, Vader's internal conflict started after he found out about Luke Skywalker. Before that, he was loyal to the Sith. What is Psycho Ben's internal conflict? Oh, that's right. It's the pull towards the light. Get the fuck out of here. Another difference between these two is only one of them has focus and patience. Can you guess which one? Let me show you what I mean. In A New Hope, Vader had Luke, Leia, Han, and the droid that had the plans to the Death Star right under his nose. And they were able to escape. And he also lost to his rival, Obi-Wan Kenobi, again.
From a certain point of view.
Does he go fucking crazy and rage? Fuck no. He's got way too much focus and patience for that shit. Let's see how Psycho Ben handles similar circumstances.
The droid stole a freighter.
Not exactly, sir. It had help. We have no confirmation, but we believe FN-2187 may have helped in the escape.
He's an emotional wreck. No focus, no patience. It seemed that this character had a lot of potential. But the more I start breaking him down, the more holes I start to see. When he finds out that BB-8 has the map to Luke Skywalker, he wants the droid found or destroyed. So even if they can't get the map, the Resistance can't get it either. Let's just jump forward to where Psycho Ben takes Rey. When he learns that Rey has seen the map, he orders the retreat.
Sir, Resistance fighters. We need more troops.
Pull the division out. Forget the droid. We have what we need.
Why is he, all of a sudden, happy to let this droid get back to the Resistance? Now, I'm not trying to write it for them, but there could be a simple explanation for this. He thought that he could get the map and get to Luke Skywalker before the Resistance could. But still, why leave a liability like that? If it was Vader, he would have ordered in more troops, swept the place until the droid was found. No focus, no patience. Now, this is also the case when he fights. I've covered a little bit of this in episode 4, FN-2187, and I want to save a little bit of this fight for when I cover Rey. That being said, he does this to Rey. He then says this to Finn.
That lightsaber. It belongs to me. Come get it.
Now, why doesn't he just do this to Finn and take the saber? It's beyond me. And he doesn't only get beaten by Rey, an untrained Force sensitive, he also gets beaten by Finn, an untrained potential Force sensitive.
From a certain point of view.
Okay, just a quick recap. Psycho Ben, in this movie, is a strong Force user in the dark side, who wants to find and kill Luke Skywalker. When he finds out that Rey can resist his torture, he no longer really cares about Luke. He just cares about Rey. He goes on to kill his father, because that's supposed to be the thing that completes his turn to the dark side. It's like they think that Star Wars is about killing your father so that it completes your turn to the dark side.
Now, fulfill your destiny and take your father's place at my side.
This guy is fucking talentless. And of course, by the end of the movie, he's been beaten. He's been shot by Chewie's bowcaster. And he's been hit by a saber, not once, not twice, and how did he not lose that leg? Not 3 times, but 4 fucking times. One last thing, Snoke tells Hux to bring Psycho Ben to him to complete his training.
Leave the base at once and come to me with Kylo Ren. It is time to complete his training.
And the First Order has taken a massive hit. Okay, let's take a look at The Last Jedi. Is he in a Bacta tank? Fuck no. He's got way too much plot armor for a Bacta tank. Is he training? Fuck no. Snoke forgot he said this a few days ago.
Leave the base at once and come to me with Kylo Ren. It is time to complete his training.
Does he still want to find Luke Skywalker? And does he still worship Vader? Fuck no. Luke and Vader who? Fuck you, Rian Johnson, you fucking piece of shit. As much as I don't want to, let's break it down. Now, this is really hard because everything that was set up for this character at the end of The Force Awakens was completely dropped at the beginning of this movie. And again, they take place days apart. His injuries seem to be magically healed. Where else have I seen this?
I'm terrified beyond the capacity for rational thought.
When he meets Snoke to complete his training, he gets berated for being beaten by a girl.
Look at you. Split your spirit to the bone. You were unbalanced, bested by a girl who had never held a lightsaber. You failed!
And gets teased about being a Vader wannabe.
Take that ridiculous thing off.
What the fuck? Now, there is one thing that stays the same. He's still an emotional wreck and has no focus and no patience. They also try to continue to show his internal conflict, as he can't take the shot to kill his mother. So that means he can't really turn, right? So, both Snoke and Psycho Ben don't really care about Luke anymore. Snoke wants him to bring Rey to him, and sets up the dyad. So we get moments like this. And this.
You have that look in your eyes from the forest. When you called me a monster.
You are a monster.
And this.
Do you have something, a cowl or something you can put on? But we do get one thing throughout all of this that's actually relevant. As pathetic and destructive as it is, the reason why Psycho Ben turns to the dark side is because Master Luke Skywalker, his uncle, thinks about killing him in his sleep just to stop the possibility that he may turn to the dark side. This is more destructive for the character of Luke Skywalker than it is for Psycho Ben. As I've covered in my video, damage the Disney Star Wars trilogy does. We're also led to believe that Psycho Ben is the one responsible for the destruction of Luke's Jedi temple.
Did he tell you what happened? The night I destroyed his temple, did he tell you why?
And that apparently convinces Rey to go to him, which is questionable, but we'll get to that when we cover Rey. Now all Psycho Ben wants to do is turn Rey and rule the galaxy. So, in Psycho Ben's internal conflict, he decides to kill Snoke, his master that just a few days ago he was loyal to, the being that was supposed to help him find and kill Luke Skywalker. And why did he do this? So that he can show his loyalty to Rey, so he can try and turn her again. Now, this throne room scene has been broken down 1,000,000 times. You can find videos out there that tear this to shreds. The one thing I noticed when I first saw it was how sloppy it was. Always hitting the ground and swinging his lightsaber around wildly. I mean, this is the guy that can do this. And this. Another example of how story and continuity get sacrificed for a scene or a shot. I know it's been said 1,000,000 times, but who the hell are these guys in red fighting for? Palpatine. Moving on. When he tries to turn Rey again by telling her, or should I say us, the audience, that her parents are nobodies, he gets shut down again and loses again. When he wakes up, Rey's gone, he takes over as Supreme Leader, and he goes after the Resistance. In the fight on Not Hoth, he gets really emotional when he sees the Falcon.
Blow that piece of junk out of the sky!
And when he sees Luke Skywalker.
I want every gun we have to fire on that man.
In his fight with Luke, the thing I don't understand is why is Luke pissing him off more?
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
Why is he not just trying to communicate with him?
See you around, kid.
There's nothing for Psycho Ben in this fight but more rage. And that's really it. Seriously, fuck you, Rian Johnson. Going into The Rise of Skywalker, you would think being Star Wars fans we would have heaps of questions, but there's honestly nothing. Everything is now Palpatine. Snoke, Palpatine. The voice of Vader, Palpatine. The destruction of Luke's temple, Palpatine. Yes, if you didn't know, it was Palpatine who casted a Force lightning storm across the galaxy to destroy Luke's temple. Psycho Ben's not all that bad, right? Rey, Palpatine. Everything, Palpatine. The Rise of fucking Skywalker, my ass. Palpatine tells Psycho Ben everything, because that's exactly what Palpatine would do. Huh. Anyway, Palpatine tells him to bring Rey back to him, and he'll give Psycho Ben what he wants. Which is what exactly? And does this mean that Psycho Ben was a Sith the whole time, being that Palpatine was his master?
From a certain point of view.
And of course the dyad that was created by Snoke.
Fool. It was I who bridged your minds.
Who is of course now dead, has been upgraded to the Force teleportation. so Psycho Ben can find Rey. Seriously, what the fuck? There are plenty of stupid fights between Rey and Psycho Ben in this movie, with sloppy choreography and ridiculous concepts. But the one that I want to take a look at is the last one between them. Yes, the choreography is sloppy as hell. And in all honesty, it's probably the worst fight in all of Star Wars. Yes, you can say that Psycho Ben wasn't trying to kill Rey. I understand that. But there's a way better way to do it. It's just bad. In every fight you see him in, he's always unfocused. And this is the guy that has been essentially trained by Luke Skywalker and Darth Sidious.
From a certain point of view.
And of course he loses to Rey again, because he gets distracted by Leia's death. She heals him and runs away. This happens for 2 reasons. So he can learn the ability, because that's how that works now, monkey see, monkey do. And so it can seal the bond between them. He then gets a force projection call from Leia, dressed as Han, to give him the last push so that he can turn back to the light. I still don't understand what his motivations are. When Anakin turned back to the light, he did it to save his son, and sacrificed himself so that he could look at his son for the first time with his own eyes. Anakin knew that he wouldn't be accepted after the crimes committed as Vader. Do you know why Psycho Ben turns back to the light?
Because it's the right thing to do.
Honestly, who would accept him? He is the one responsible for the deaths of this village of innocent people, the innocence of any deaths that died at Maz Kanata's castle, Han, the entire New Republic, and you could say Luke and Leia.
From a certain point of view.
Anyway, on his way to help Rey, he fights the Knights of Ren. Oh, how funny is that? The Knights of Ren are that irrelevant, I completely forgot about them up until now. Well, who fucking cares? He beats them and teams up with Rey. Now, it surprises me that Palpatine is surprised when he finds out about the dyad. Wasn't he in control of Snoke?
My boy, I made Snoke.
And wasn't Snoke the one that created the dyad?
Fool, it was I who bridged your minds.
Anyway, Psycho Ben gets eliminated from the fight. He comes back when Rey wins and uses what he's learned to save Rey. She gives him a kiss of gratitude.
From a certain point of view.
And he fucking dies. The one thing that I've noticed throughout this series, and especially this character, is that Disney Lucasfilm's biggest misunderstanding of Star Wars is within the Force itself. They don't understand what the Force is, and they most definitely don't understand how it works. It should make the next episode very interesting. For this character across these 3 movies was like having 3 separate origin stories. That's how much shit changed. The only thing that stayed consistent right up until the very end was his emotional outbursts and his inability to be focused and having no patience. And I don't know what his motivations are at any time throughout any of it. I don't know what he's in control of and what they're fighting for. All of the characters we've covered throughout this series have had their inconsistencies, but nothing like this. Psycho Ben is an emotional child with superpowers that has a story arc that makes no sense. Just a quick update. After episode 7 on Rey, I'll be breaking off to start part 2 on lore and Force abilities. So get ready for that. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
No, you're still holding on! Let go!
Ah!